Hi, welcome to Short Film Showcase. I'm your host, Mike Messier, and on this episode we have got some great short films and two very special studio guests. And I'd like to mention, if you're a filmmaker out there and would like to have your short film on the Short Film Showcase, please contact our producer, Bryan Casey at bcfilms.net. That's Bryan Casey at bcfilms.net. Right now in the Short Film Showcase, we're proud to present the acting reel of one of our guests, John Joseph Lindsey. Let's check out the reel of John Joseph Lindsey right here on the Short Film Showcase.
This is a dream.
I understand. It is tough to believe.
You're wasting your time. Might as well just stay dead. Coward.
But I couldn't face up to what I did. So yes, I was a coward. But I tried to make things right. It's not too late.
Your providence guides our lives, and by your command we return to dust. Lord, those who die still live in your presence. Their lives change, but do not end.
If she didn't know she was a lesbian, how was I supposed to know?
How does that make you feel, John?
Like Indiana Jones with that Nazi broad? Nice girl, good sex. But then she knifes you right in the back.
His name is Andrew Warner. Andrew?
Andrew.
I'm David Gurney. I'm David Gurney.
Andrew?
I'm David Gurney. I'm David Gurney.
Right. Well, Mr. Gurney, I'm going to need you to take 2 of these. You must understand. This was my fault. I can do better. I promise.
This is what you want?
Yes.
You just saw the acting reel of John Joseph Lindsey, a great actor from the Massachusetts area. We're very happy to show his acting reel right here on the Short Film Showcase. And joining us right now in the studio is none other than John Joseph Lindsey. John.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
I'm great.
All right.
Glad to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you're very active in the community as far as acting goes. What are some of the pieces we just saw on your reel right there?
The first one is Murmurs, and that was pretty interesting. I was a serial killer father who had 2 sons that were serial killers, and I kind of killed myself, went to hell, and tried to get back and help them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty serious. They had pretty good blood stuff in there.
What do you do to prepare or to get into that mental mindset of doing such a dark character role?
I feed off the other. I feed off my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see, like in that scene, when I see the desperation, that's what I feed off of. I feed off of that desperation.
Nice.
It just brings me to the point of, I'm your father, right? I'm dead, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to help you, son. And I fed off his fear.
Nice.
And it worked out well. Concentration, stay right on his eyes, and it worked out well.
That's great, John. What are some of the other projects we saw on your reel for the audience that just experience what you're capable of?
Well, I did a music video, and it wasn't named or anything. It was just a music video. There might have been a name put to it. They didn't want to say who they were, the band.
Okay.
So I just played it for them. So I reacted on their words of their song.
Yep.
And just pulled it together like that.
Okay.
Did have help from my partners in the scenes.
Yeah.
Which I had to be really brave for this one.
Right.
Because I was half naked.
Sure.
Mostly naked.
Right.
But I did pull it off. I got in there and I did my thing, and it worked. It worked for
Nice.
the film.
That's good.
Yeah.
What are some of the other projects you're currently working in and being showcased in as an actor?
One of the big ones is called Fake This, and I play Richard Deed, and I'm a well-known money launderer in Boston.
Yep.
And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help these two guys who just got out of prison, and they want to get their money taken care of.
Right.
Right? So I'm a bad guy, and I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
So you kind of put it together.
That's good.
But it's working out well. We're going all over the place. I think my next scene will be up by Canada.
Okay.
Around there on the 14th. And then we'll finish off with a restaurant scene. I can't really let anything else out on that.
Okay.
But that's about as far as I can go with talking about that one.
Got it.
Otherwise, it was a great trip, and it's going to be a long trip when I go up to Canada. And there was another one I wanted to mention before we go any further.
Please.
Paying Your Debts.
Oh, yeah. By our
Yeah.
producer, Bryan Casey.
With Bryan Casey. He let me have the freedom on there. I was actually a guy drinking at the bar.
Yep.
And he let me have the freedom of being the guy at the bar, drinking.
Nice.
And I remember just going through being the guy at the bar drinking, talking. They just let me go, talk, my actions, and I just let it go. When I walked in, I was drunk. When I left, I was drunk. And we actually had one guest that was in there. It was a live bar.
Right.
And, buddy, can you help me? I mean, do you need some help, buddy?
Right.
No, I got it.
You had the method down. Now, John, we were talking before we rolled the interview in, and your experience is really on-the-job training. Before that, did you watch films and say, man, I could do that, I could get in the mix? What inspired you to get involved in films?
I think what it was, it's in me.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where, when I was a kid, I think like everybody says, there was a lot of people that said that.
Right.
I used to do plays in school.
Okay.
I used to write little plays in school.
Okay.
Which, prompted me to want to act too.
Right.
But then that kind of went away when I had to go to work.
Right.
And that fell into it, and then you had the family to build up and all that. But what happened was, when they said they were going to build that studio in Plymouth,
sure,
that's what it, boom,
that perked your interest.
Bing, I said, I'm going to go down there. I want to go check it out.
Nice.
So that's where I got back in.
Good.
Yeah, and the place didn't work out, but I'm in.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because what you just mentioned, kind of we won't go into it too much, but a facility in Massachusetts that was going to come and help make films, but your experience here of being inspired by that to get involved, then that made it all worth it for the community to have you as an actor involved. That's great.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you. That was terrific. I met so many people that helped me move along.
Right.
Because, I'm from Hawaii.
Yes.
And once I did, it's funny how it just snowballed.
Right.
And it snowballed into meeting other people, meeting Bryan, meeting you.
Yeah.
all the directors and producers. It was incredible.
What brought you from Hawaii to New England? I'm curious.
My wife is from Randolph.
Okay.
We both worked at sea as merchant marines.
Okay.
We had kids, and she didn't like Hawaii.
Okay.
We tried it, but
Okay,
she
yeah.
didn't like it. It was way out there. We were cowboys.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So she likes the city, and I didn't mind coming back. I love the weather.
Right.
Blizzards can go away, but I
Right.
love the weather. I got used to it, and I love the people. Huh.
Nice.
You know, this was the best move I ever made in my life.
Okay, good.
I'm so happy now.
Good.
Yeah.
I've got kind of an interesting offbeat question.
Yeah.
Is there any similarities between being a sailor and being an actor? Anything that prepared you for your acting from life on the sea?
Oh, absolutely. There's characters,
Okay,
and when you're out at sea, there are characters,
I bet.
and some of them I used. There were some characters out there that I used, and you had murderers,
Right.
you had rapists.
Yeah.
You know, sorry to say that, but there
Sure.
are.
Right.
You had drunks,
Right.
and you had professionals.
Wow.
And I learned off of every one of them.
Nice.
And I can remember them like it's yesterday.
Very
Vivid,
vivid characters.
very vivid.
Wow.
I can, like, let's put it this way. One of them wanted to go home so bad and see his girlfriend because he thought his girlfriend was cheating on him.
Uh-oh.
He went crazy, played the music all night, kept everybody up. So what do?
I don't
We
know.
went and got a welder and tack welded his door in. He had 2 days before going in. He was going that nuts.
Oh, man.
Nothing to eat for 2 days.
Oh, man.
And then we got him off the boat.
Oh.
But that's the kind of characters you find on there, and every ship you go on, you find one like that.
Wow.
And it worked, and that's what I learned from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brought that in.
Human studies.
Humanity,
Humanity.
emotions. It was just incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's
deep.
scary, being scary.
Yep.
Being in a dark place. Let's say you're in a dark hole, black, and you're trying to work on something. You get a
Wow.
little light, and you see big giant spiders hanging around you. It makes you think, right?
You're freaking me out, John. That's all right.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. It's great.
But so that kind of brings me back to Mark of the Dog Rose,
Right.
the film,
Yep.
which was made by Astro Piano Films. And they had a similar thing where there was a killer grabbing women
Oh, yeah.
and hanging on to them, and one of them was the sister of the lead.
Okay.
So, which kind of reminded me of another film, but it was interesting. I mean, it was like I'm the congressman in the movie, and I get arrested
Yep.
because another bad guy. I'm not good to kids.
Well, Sean, I hate to end on that note, but we are running out of time. You and I could talk film
Yeah.
and your acting forever, I think. But we'll have you back on another show.
Yeah,
And,
great.
Just great to meet you. And
Oh, you too.
To meet you again.
Yeah.
John Joseph Lindsey, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Right now on the Short Film Showcase, we're very proud to present the trailer for our producer, Bryan Casey's next work. It's coming out in May 2013. It's called He Never Said a Word, with star William Bloomfield. Let's check it out right here on the Short Film Showcase.
Dad. Dad.
Is everything okay?
Just checking up on my dad.
I'm sure he's fine, Billy.
Worry about him, I guess. He hasn't been himself recently.
You the one making all that racket? I'm talking to you! I got my revolver. He never said a word.
Welcome back to Short Film Showcase. We have our third international short film right now on the show. And it's our very first short film all the way from India. It's called Uyur Uthur Kalam, and the director is Kamal Kanan. Let's check it out right here on the Short Film Showcase.
சம்டைம்ஸ் சில ரகசியங்கள் புதிரை உருவாக்கும்.
டிஸ்சார்ஜ் ஆனதை ஏன் சொல்லலை? டிஸ்சார்ஜ் ஆனதை ஏன் சொல்லலைன்னு கேட்டேன்.
சொல்லு, என்ன விஷயம்?
நியூஸில் பார்க்கலையா? சிட்டியில் இப்போ தான் ஹாட் டாக்.
என்ன?
3 நாளில் 3 கொலை நடந்திருக்கு ஒரே மாதிரி. விக்டிம்ஸ் கிட்டேருந்து பணமோ நகையோ எடுக்கப்படல. அவங்களுடைய கண்ணு, வலது கண்ணு எடுத்திருக்காங்க. 3 ஒரே பேட்டர்ன். ஆப்வியஸ்லி இது சீரியல் கில்லிங் தான். ஃபிங்கர் பிரிண்ட்ஸ், ஏர் ஆர் ஃபுட் ட்ரேசஸ் எதுவுமே இல்லை. 3 clean murders.
ஸோ இதில் நான் எப்படி உனக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ண முடியும்?
முடியும். ஒவ்வொரு கொலையிலையும் கில்லர் விட்டுட்டு போகிறது இந்த டெத் நோட்ஸ் தான். திஸ் இன்வால்வ்ஸ் ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங். அதான் உங்ககிட்ட வந்திருக்கேன். ஆஸ் யூஷுவல் வில் ஒர்க் டுகெதர் ப்ரைவேட்லி. கண்டுபிடிச்சா உனக்கு நல்ல ரெகக்னிஷன் கிடைக்கும். என்ன சொல்கிற?
சார்லஸ் சொல்லி முடிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி எனக்கு தெரியும் இந்த கேஸில் நான் இறங்க போகிறேன்னு. என் பேர் ராமன் ராகவ். என்னால் 2 கையாலையும் எழுத முடியும். ஆம்பிடெக்ஸ்ட்ரஸ். எனக்கு காது கேட்காது, என் கண்ணு தான் எனக்கு காது. மற்றவங்க எழுத்து என்கிட்ட பேசும். எஸ், ஐம் எ கிராஃபாலஜிஸ்ட். இவன் சார்லஸ், லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்டட். சார்லஸ்க்கு இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நிறைய கேஸில் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். சஸ்பெக்ட்ஸை ப்ரைவேட்டாக இன்வெஸ்டிகேட் பண்ணுவோம். அவன் ஓன் டெஃப் எழுதுகிற பேட்டர்ன்லேயே அவன் கேரக்டர் டிசைட் பண்ணிடலாம். அவன் ஏதோ மறைக்கிறான். ஆன் செல்ஃபிஷ் டூ. சார்லஸ் என் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸை யூஸ் பண்ணிப்பான். எனக்கு சேலஞ்ச் பிடிக்கும், அதுக்கு நான் அவனை யூஸ் பண்ணிப்பேன். இந்த கேஸ் ரொம்ப டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக இருந்துச்சு, பிடிச்சிருந்தது. நார்மலான கேஸ் இல்லைன்னு தெரிஞ்சுது.
முதல் கொலை நடந்தது ராஜாநகர், நீலாங்கரை. பேர் சுரேஷ், வயசு 24. பெட்ரூமில் கழுத்து அறுக்கப்பட்டு ரைட்டே இல்லாமல் பாடி இருந்துச்சு. பக்கத்தில் இந்த டெத் நோட். 2வது கொலை நடந்தது பட்டேல் ஸ்ட்ரீட், மண்ணஞ்சேரி. பேர் ஜக்தீஷ், ஏஜ் 28. சைக்காட்ரிஸ்ட். சேம் பேட்டர்ன், கழுத்தில் வெட்டு, ரைட்டே இல்லை. இது அங்கே இருந்த டெத் நோட். 3rd மர்டர் 1000 லைட்ஸ், சரோஜா நகரில். பேர் குகன், ஏஜ் 20, அண்ட் இன்ஜினியரிங் ஸ்டூடெண்ட். சேம் பேட்டர்ன், கழுத்தில் வெட்டு, கண் இல்லை, அண்ட் இந்த டெத் நோட். ஒரிஜினல் டெத் நோட்ஸ்லாம் ஃபாரன்சிக்ஸ் லீட் இளமாறன் லாக் பண்ணிட்டார். அதான் வெறும் ஃபோட்டோஸ் மட்டும் எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்திருக்கேன். ஹலோ. சொல்லுங்கள் சார். அப்படியா? எங்கே சார்? ஓகே நான் உடனே வரேன். ராம் இன்னைக்கு மார்னிங் கொட்டிவாக்கம் சர்தார் நகரில் இன்னொரு கொலை. 4 in a row. டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்லேருந்து கால். நான் அர்ஜென்ட்டாக போகணும். நீ வரியா?
இது வரைக்கும் சார்லஸ் என்னை எந்த க்ரைம் சீனுக்கும் கூப்பிட்டதில்லை. எனக்கும் அங்கே ஏதாச்சும் க்ளூ கிடைக்கும்னு நினச்சேன். அவனோட அங்கே போனேன். க்ரைம் சீனில் ஃபோரன்சிக்ஸ் லீட் மாறணும், ஏரியாஸே ஆனந்தும் இருந்தாங்க. பட் நான் க்ரைம் சீனுக்குள்ளே வந்தது யாருக்கும் பிடிக்கல. இளமாறன் கோவப்பட்டு என்னை வெளில போக சொல்லிட்டாரு. எனக்கு வேறு வேலை இருந்துச்சு.
ஏன் நடக்குதுன்னு தெரியல. 4வது கொலை அதே மாதிரி. அண்ட் த டெத் நோட். இன்னும் 2 நாளில் இந்த கேஸ் சிபிசிஐடிக்கு ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகிடும். அதுக்குள்ளே ஏதாவது பண்ணணும். மார்னிங் நீ எங்கே போன?
கொலை நடந்த வீட்டுக்கெல்லாம் நானே ப்ரைவேட் இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் போனேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நான் போனது சுரேஷ் வீட்டுக்கு. யா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மர்டர் ஸ்பாட். சுரேஷ் ரகுமாரன்
ஏன் அண்ணன் தான். வாங்க.
நான் ஃபோரன்சிக்ஸ் ஆள் சுரேஷ் கேஸை பற்றி விசாரிக்க வந்திருக்கேன்னு சொன்னேன். அவனோட ரூம், பர்சனல் டைரிலாம் அனலைஸ் பண்ணேன். அவன் லெட்டர்ஸில் லூப் இல்லை, அக்ரெசிவ் காய், அதிகமாக கோவம் வரும். டைரியோட லாஸ்ட் பேஜ், ஐ காட் ஷாக். அது நம்ம தேடுற கில்லரோட ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங்.
ஏன்?
வெயிட், செகண்ட் விக்டிம் சைக்காட்ரிஸ்ட் ஜெகதீஷ் வீட்டுக்கு போனேன். ஜெகதீஷ் அண்ணன் கிட்ட அவனை பற்றி கம்ப்ளீட்டாக விசாரித்தேன். அவன் பர்சனல் டைரி அனலைஸ் பண்ணும்போது இதை பார்த்தேன். சேம் ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங். நெக்ஸ்ட், தேர்ட் மர்டர் ஸ்பாட், 1000 லைட்ஸ், சரோஜா நகருக்கு போனேன். குகனை பற்றி சேம் ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங். அதே ஆள் தான் எழுதியிருக்கான்.
எதுக்கு? இட்ஸ் கன்ஃபியூசிங்.
இதை விட கன்ஃபியூஷன் என்னென்னா, அது என் ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங் மாதிரியே இருக்குது.
வாட்? என்ன வளர்ற? ஹவு கேன் தட் பி?
அதான் எனக்கும் தெரில. மோர் தென் 80% மேட்ச் ஆகுது. நான் ஏன் என் கையில் இருக்க டேட்டு மாதிரி போடுவேன். ஈவன் தட் இஸ் சேம்.
ஓகே ஓகே, இந்த டெத் நோட்ஸில் இருக்கிறது என்ன? வாட் டு தே மீன்?
சி, இந்த ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங் பிளாக் இங்கில் இருக்கிறது சுரேஷோடது. இந்த ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங் ரெட் இங்கில் இருக்கிறது நம்ம கில்லரோடது. விக்டிம்ஸை மிரட்டி பயமுறுத்தி எழுத வச்சுருக்கான். பாரு, ஐயில் டாட் இல்லை, ஸ்லாஷ் இருக்குது. ஒய் லூப் எண்ட் இல்லாமல் போகுது, விச் மீன்ஸ் இரிட்டேஷன். காட் இட்?
சரி, அப்போது வாட் இஸ் திஸ்?
இதுக்கு பேர் கிரிப்ட் அரித்மேட்டிக்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இதை நம்ம சால்வ் பண்ணோம்னா நமக்கு நம்பர்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். ஐ மீன், அடுத்த கொலைக்கான க்ளூ. இந்த பசில்ஸ் நியர் சொல்யூஷன்ஸை கொடுக்கும். ஜெகதீஷ் வீட்டில் இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் போகும்போது இதை நான் ஆக்சிடெண்ட்லாம் கண்டுபிடிச்சேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் விக்டிம் சுரேஷ் டெத் நோட்ஸில் இருந்த பசில் சொல்யூஷன் ஜெகதீஷோட பைக் நம்பர். அண்ட் தட்ஸ் த பிரேக் த்ரூ.
ஏன் இது மேயர் கோயின்சிடென்ஸாக கூட இருக்கலாம்ல?
ஓகே ஃபைன். ஜெகதீஷ் மர்டர் நோட், ஐ மீன் செகண்ட் டெத் நோட்டோட பசில் சொல்யூஷன், தேர்ட் விக்டிம் குகனோட பைக் நம்பர். இதுவும் கோயின்சிடென்ஸ் சொல்கிறியா? பசில் சொல்யூஷன் அடுத்த விக்டிம் யாருன்னு சொல்லுது, புரியுதா? ஹே, இது ஃபோர்த் டெத் நோட் தானே? ஏன் இதை யாருமே பார்க்கல?
என்னது?
டெத் நோட்ஸ் பின்னாடி ஏதோ எழுதியிருக்கு. பேக் சைடு யாரும் ஃபோட்டோ எடுக்கலையா?
அப்படித்தான் தெரியுது. தெரியல.
சார்லஸ், எப்படியாச்சும் அந்த ஒரிஜினல் டெத் நோட்ஸ் எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்தீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பாக ஒரு பிரேக் த்ரூ கிடைக்கும்.
பட் ஆல்ரெடி அதை ஃபாரன்சிக்ஸில் லாக் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்களே. இட்ஸ் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட் ராம்.
சார்லஸ், அன்னைக்கு ராத்திரி நான் சரியாக தூங்கலை. ஐ ஆம் டிஸ்டர்ப். எப்பவும் எழுதுவேன், அன்னைக்கும் எழுதுனேன். டைரி, த ஒன்லி ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஐ கேன் ட்ரஸ்ட். ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங்கை பிரெயின் ரைட்டிங்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஒருத்தரோட ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங்கை கம்ப்ளீட்டாக ஃபேக் பண்ணுறது எவ்வளோ கஷ்டம்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். அஃப்கோர்ஸ் ஐ எம் அ கிராஃபாலஜிஸ்ட். பட் அவனோட ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங் எப்படி என்னோடது மாதிரியே இருக்குது? ஏன் இருக்கணும்? இது அவன் தான். நான் குளிக்கும்போது எப்படியோ வந்து எழுதிட்டு போயிருக்கான். வீட்டை சுற்றி தேடி பார்த்தேன், விசாரித்தேன். அவன் ஏன் தேங்க்ஸ்னு எழுதணும்?
விக்டிம்ஸ் டைரியில் இந்த டெத் நோட்ஸ், இப்போது உன் டைரியில் இருக்கிற இந்த நோட்ஸ், அவன் நம்மளை ட்ராக் பண்ணுறான்னு, சாரி ஒன்றை ட்ராக் பண்ணுறான்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
புரியல, ஒன்றும் புரியல.
புரிகிற மாதிரி நான் ஒன்று சொல்லட்டா? பேட்டர்ன் பிரேக் ஆகுது. இன்றைக்கி காலையில் ஒரு கொலை இல்லை, 2 கொலை நடந்திருக்கு. நன்மங்கலமில் ஷாம் சுந்தர், ஏஜ் 28. செல்லம்மா நகர் ஐயம்பாக்கத்தில் சந்திரன், ஏஜ் 21. ஒரே மாதிரி கழுத்தில் வெட்டு, கண்ணு இல்லை. நீ ஒரிஜினல் டெத் நோட்ஸ் கேட்டல, இந்தா. இந்த வாட்டி டெத் நோட்ஸில் பசில்ஸ் எதுவும் இல்லை. ஃபாரன்சிக்ஸ் லேடி லமாரன் நோட்ஸ்லாம் ஃப்ரீஸ் பண்ணிட்டாரு. அவருக்கு தெரியாமல் எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்திருக்கேன். எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் முடிக்க முடியுமோ முடிச்சிரு.
சிம்பிள் பேட்டர்ன்.
என்னது?
ரைட் அண்ட் லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்டர்ஸ். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் விக்டிம் சுரேஷ் ஒரு ரைட் ஹேண்டர், செகண்ட் விக்டிம் ஜெகதீஷ் ஒரு லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்டர். இப்படி ஆல்டர்னேட்டாக நடக்குது.
எப்படி சொல்கிற?
சி, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அண்ட் செகண்ட் டெத் நோட்டில் இருக்க டீயை பாரு. ரைட் ஹேண்டர்ஸ் டீக்கு கோடு லெஃப்ட் சைட்லேருந்து ரைட் சைட் போடுவாங்க. பட் லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்டர்ஸ் ரைட் சைட்லேருந்து லெஃப்ட் சைட் போடுவாங்க. ஸோ சுரேஷ் ஒரு ரைட் ஹேண்டர் அண்ட் செகண்ட் விக்டிம் ஜெகதீஷ் ஒரு லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்டர். அகெயின் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அண்ட் ஃபோர்த் டெத் நோட்டில் இருக்க எல்லை பாரு. ரைட் ஹேண்டர்ஸ் எல் எழுதும்போது ப்ரெஷரை ரைட் சைட் தந்து எழுதுவாங்க. பட் லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்டர்ஸ் லெஃப்ட் சைட் தந்து எழுதுவாங்க. ஸோ ஃபோர்த் விக்டிம் தனபாலன் ஒரு லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்டர் அண்ட் மோர் ஓவர் அவன் ஒரு பயந்தவன். ஸோ கில்லர் அவனை மிரட்டும் போது அவன் உள்ளங்கை ஈஸியாக வேர்த்திருக்கும். ஸோ அவன் இப்படி எழுதும்போது அவன் ஸ்வெட் ரேசஸ் இங்கே இருக்கு. காட் இட்? கில்லரோட ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங்கை பார்க்கும்போது ஹீ இஸ் ஆம்பிடெக்ஸ்ட்ரஸ். சி, அவன் ஜி எப்படி கர்வ் லூப்ஸில் எழுதுறான், விச் இண்டிகேட்ஸ் செக்ஷுவல் டிஸார்டர். அண்ட் இந்த நோட் பின்னாடி ஏதோ எழுதியிருக்கு, மேபி a பேட்டர்ன். என்னென்னு கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியல.
ஸோ நம்ம அடுத்த ஸ்டெப் என்ன?
நீ உடனே போய் உன் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டில் இருக்க கிரிமினல் லிஸ்ட்டில் யாரெல்லாம் ஆம்பிடெக்ஸ்ட்ரஸ் செக் பண்ணு. எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் முடியுமோ பண்ணு. ஓகே?
ஓகே.
இந்த கேஸ் நான் நினச்சதை விட ரொம்ப சேலஞ்சிங்காக இருந்தது. போலீஸ் முடிக்க வேண்டிய கேஸில் தேவையில்லாமல் இன்வால்வ் ஆன மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு. விலகில்லான்னு இருந்தேன். இதை நான் எதிர்பார்க்கல. அவன் என்ன தான் பண்ண நினைக்கிறான்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்க அவன் சொன்ன அட்ரஸ்க்கு போனேன். கதவை உடைச்சி உள்ளே போகலான்னு பார்த்தேன். ஆனால் வேணான்னு தோணுச்சு. ஐ எம் கன்ஃபியூஸ்ட். திரும்பி வீட்டுக்கே வந்துட்டேன். நாம் எப்போ சாக போகிறோன்றது உலகத்திலே பெரிய ரகசியம். ஆனால் நாம் எதுக்காக சாகிறோன்றது அதை விட பெரிய ரகசியம். சம்டைம்ஸ் சில ரகசியங்கள் புதிரை உருவாக்கும். அந்த புதிரோட முடிவு ஒரு ரகசியம்.
கேஸ் இன்ஸ்பெக்டர் எங்க?
போஸ்ட்மார்ட்டம் ரிப்போர்ட் வாங்க போயிருக்காரு. ஹீல் பி பேக் சூன்.
இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் எந்த ஸ்டேஜில் இருக்கு இப்போ?
இது வரைக்கும் நான் அந்த 8 மர்டர்ஸ்க்கான கேஸ் ஃபைல். இப்போ இங்கே கிடைச்ச 8 கண்ணும் அதில் இருக்க ஃபிங்கர் பிரிண்ட்ஸும் எல்லாமே ராமன் தான் மர்டர்னு கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுது. இது ரியல் எஸ்டேட் ஓனர் செந்திநாதன் வீட்டில் கிடைச்ச செக்யூரிட்டி ஃபுட்டேஜ். போஸ்ட்மார்ட்டம் ரிப்போர்ட் படி செந்திநாதன் 8:15 கொலை செய்யப்பட்டிருக்கார். இந்த செக்யூரிட்டி ஃபுட்டேஜ் படி ராமன் 8:05 அவர் வீட்டில் இருந்திருக்கான். விச் கன்ஃபர்ம்ஸ் ராமன் இஸ் த கில்லர்.
ரிப்போர்ட்ல ராமனோட டெத்து சூசைட்னு கன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, அது எப்படி?
இப்போ ராமன் ஐல இருக்க புல்லட்டோட இம்பேக்டும் பிளட் ஸ்பிளாட்டர் ஆகிய விதத்தையும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கில்லர் ஒரு 1/2 மீட்டர் ரேஞ்சுக்குள்ள இருந்து தான் சுட்டிருக்கணும். அண்ட் கன்ல இருக்க ராமனோட ஃபிங்கர் பிரிண்ட்ஸ். ஸோ இட் ஷுட் பி அ சூசைட்.
இந்த 8 கொலைக்கும் என்ன மோட்டிவ்? வாட்ஸ் இஸ் எமோ?
வெல், அவனுக்கு மென்டல் டிசார்டர் கூட இருக்கலாம். ஆனால் இந்த 8 கொலையும் ஒரே பேட்டர்ன் தான். கழுத்து அறுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கு, ரைட்டை எடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கு. 8 கொலையிலையுமே ஒரு டெத் நோட் விடப்பட்டிருக்கு. எல்லா டெத் நோட்ஸும் சேர்த்து வச்சு பார்க்கும்போது ஒரு பேட்டர்ன் ஃபார்ம் ஆகுது. ராமன் கையில் ஒரு டேட்டோ ஒட்டப்பட்டிருக்கு. அண்ட் இட் போத் மேட்சஸ்.
இட் லுக்ஸ் லைக் a knife.
யா, எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. மேப்பில் மார்க் பண்ணி கொலை பண்ணியிருக்கான். வெரி வெல் பிளான். சார்லஸ் தான் 8வது விக்டிம். பட் அவன் ஏன் சார்லஸை கொலை பண்ணான்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. ஹி வாஸ் ஹெல்பிங் ராமன். நான் ஃப்ரீஸ் பண்ண டெத் நோட்ஸ் எல்லாம் தேடி எடுத்து கொடுத்துருக்கான்.
ஸோ ராமன் செஞ்ச 8 கொலைக்கும் சார்லஸ் பார்ட்னர். ராமன் அண்ட் சார்லஸ் ஆர் டெட்.
அண்ட் தட் கன்க்ளூட்ஸ் த கேஸ்.
ஓ, மே ஐ?
இளமாறன், இது சுரேந்தர், என்னோட இந்த கேஸில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாரு. சுரேந்தர், இது இளமாறன், ஃபோரன்சிக்ஸ் லீட்.
ஹலோ.
கையில் என்னாச்சு?
அது ஒரு சின்ன ஆக்சிடென்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு.
ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன் நடந்து வரும்போது யாரோ அனானிமஸ் பர்சன் வெட்டிட்டான். ட்ராக் பண்ண முடியல.
அந்த சீனிவாசன் கேஸில் புதுசாக ஒரு பிரேக் கிடச்சிருக்கு. அங்கே இருக்க ஃபிங்கர் பிரிண்ட்ஸும் இங்கே இருக்க ஃபிங்கர் பிரிண்ட்ஸும் மேட்ச். ஒரிஜினல் டெத் நோட்ஸ்லாம் ஃபோரன்சிக்ஸ் லீட் இளமாறன் லாக் பண்ணிட்டாங்க.
கில்லரோட ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங்கை பார்க்கும்போது ஆம்பிடெக்ஸ்ட்ரஸ்.
Welcome back to Short Film Showcase. I hope you enjoyed our international film from India. And a little closer to home, we have a great short film right now. It's from our next in-studio guest, Allie Robbins. Her film is called After I Woke. Let's check it out, right here on the Short Film Showcase.
This is me and my girlfriend, Parker. Of 3 years when we were happy together. I guess. We were on our way to a friend's birthday when this picture was taken. Or so I was told from my best friend, Brandon. I don't know, and it sucks. I really wish I can remember, but I can't. That's all I want to do. Just remember.
I really wish there was something I could do to help.
But there wasn't anything she can do. How can someone help you remember something that you can't remember even happening? This is Bree, Parker's friend. When Parker's not able to be around, Bree's always there. She's so nice.
You just being here is a big help for me.
She smiles. Oh, how I love to see Bree smile. Ever since Parker introduced me to Bree when we first started dating, that smile has haunted my dreams.
Excuse me.
When I sleep, and even when I'm awake, I think about that smile.
Patrick, this is my best friend Bree.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Same here. Parker always talks about you.
Yeah, she does the same for you.
I feel like we already know each other.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? She was right. It did feel like we've known each other for a while. And this is my boy Brandon. We've known each other ever since we were tots running around being complete rugrats. He was always there for me, back then and even now. He was always there when I needed him the most.
I'm happy that you're here.
I don't even know half of these people.
I mean, here with me.
Well, I am too.
Alright guys, you just like quiet down for 1 second. I just wanted to say one thing. My boy, he's been through a lot this year. And it's very much appreciated for you guys coming out tonight. I just wanted to say, Patrick, I love you, man. No homo. I'm happy you're alive for another year, and hopefully there's more years to come.
Thank you, thank you.
Welcome back, Patrick.
Thank you. Man, good to have you on.
Thank you.
It's true, you know,
What is?
that we're happy that you're alive.
Well, I am too.
So supposedly, I was in a real bad accident about a year ago. It was amazing that I even came out of it the way I did. I wasn't badly bruised, but I was out for about 3 months afterwards. I don't remember much from it, just what happened after I woke.
And who might you be, beautiful?
Bree, Parker's friend.
Who's Parker?
Your girl. Don't you remember?
I guess not. You're upset. What did I do to make a pretty girl like you upset?
I'm not upset. It's just that she said that this might happen.
I've learned to realize that a girl like Parker is 1 in a million. She's very determined when it comes to something that she wants. And I've learned that she wanted me. I heard that we used to have a pretty good relationship prior.
Tell me something.
How long have you known Parker?
Well, we grew up together. I mean, we weren't friends back then, though. Why do you ask?
I don't know. I guess I just wanted to know how you feel about her.
Well, what do you think about her? I mean, if you think about it, this is kind of like a new relationship to you. What are you thinking?
I have to tell you something.
Okay.
Like it's something serious that I need you not to tell Soul about.
Okay, were you some sort of serial killer in your past life?
I might as well have been. Brandon and I have been getting along so well as if memory loss never happened. And I loved it. Parker was around when she could be, which wasn't much, but I knew that she was trying. She's a good girl. And Bree, well, there is so much that I can say about Bree.
You know what I could go for? A big piece of chocolate cake with whipped cream and strawberry on top.
That's my favorite dessert.
Would you want to split it with me?
Yeah. The same way I knew so much about her, she knew just as much stuff about me. A lot of people like chocolate cake, but with whipped cream and a strawberry on top, makes it so much more personal, and she knew it.
Are you in love with Patrick?
What?
Are you in love with Patrick?
Why would you ask such a crazy question?
Because it's not that crazy?
It is a little. I mean, when I'm with him, he can't stop talking about you.
And when I'm with him, all he can talk about is you.
Listen, Parker, we've been friends way before this guy. I would never betray your trust. I love you like a sister.
I know. I love you too. It's just, he's been acting so funny. Like there's something he's not telling me. I wish I could read his mind, but I can't.
Patrick?
Hey,
Are you okay?
Bree, there's something I need to tell you.
Well, come in.
Dude, you're the devil.
No, that's a little harsh.
How is that harsh? You've been faking memory loss in hopes to break it off with Parker so you could be with her best friend. Yeah, you're the devil.
I guess when you say it out loud, it does kind of sound bad.
You never finished though. What happened when you went to go see Bree?
I froze. Like a nervous kid trying to ask the prettiest girl in school to be his prom date. I had everything that I was gonna say planned out. But when it came time to execute it, I crumbled.
So when you plan on telling Parker the big news?
I don't know. I feel really bad about how I feel.
Honestly, I think it's about time this is happening.
What?
Come on, Patrick. I'm your boy. I've known you had a thing for this girl for as long as I can remember.
Alright, man. You caught me.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna tell her the truth.
You know she's gonna hate you for this, right?
Yeah. I know.
It's Patrick.
It's good.
Maybe he wants to start fresh?
I'm sure he does. And like I said, he cares about you a lot.
And in those 3 seconds, it felt like my heart was gonna jump right out of my chest. I was about to tell the girlfriend I was once happy with that I wanted to leave her because I was in love with her best friend. Brandon found the whole situation funny, and in a way, it kind of was. To Parker, the past 4 months were like a new relationship for me, and Bree became the center of attention. But to tell Parker that I never lost memory, and I just said I did to be with her friend? Yeah. No matter what angle I take with it, it will all end up the same way. I could just not tell her about the fake memory loss and just jump to the fact that I like her best friend. I don't want her to get mad at Bree though. Bree had nothing to do with my decisions. It's something that I've been feeling for a while, and I finally have the balls to say it out loud. I said a little prayer. Alright, so here goes nothing. Hey, Parker?
Hey, baby, what's up?
That was After I Woke, right here on the Short Film Showcase. And right now, I'm very pleased to have the writer, producer, director of After I Woke right here on the Short Film Showcase. It's the beautiful Miss Allie Robbins.
Thank you.
And that was a interesting piece, a great piece. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about it, what went into it, your work on the piece?
Well, as far as the piece itself, I have a tendency when it comes to writing scripts to be a little bit of a procrastinator. I have an idea that I have, I write it out, I overthink it, and then I kind of think myself out of it. But this one, I was like, listen, I'm going to write this out. I'm just going to write it. And so I wrote it in a day, probably like a day and a half.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the biggest issue I had with it was learning how to end it. And so I figured what better way to end it than to have it not really have an end.
Right.
So I was, going through it and got my cast, and it's funny because a lot of the actors that I had in it didn't really completely understand the story.
Okay.
Until they saw the completed version and the completed film, and they were shocked because they didn't see how everything came together. And I liked it because the response from them was exactly what I was expecting, but I didn't realize it was going to be as exciting for me as it was for them.
How did you get your cast? Did you handpick people? Did you have an audition? What was your process for that, Allie?
Well, my audition process is a little more informal.
Okay.
People send me their pictures and their resumes, and if they look exactly how I want them to, I meet them in person. And then if they just happen to give me exactly what I want, then I just choose them on the spot. A lot of times, especially in the past, what kind of kept me from doing a lot of projects was that I was holding like these big auditions.
Oh, right.
And I do most of the things myself, so when I'm holding these big auditions, I get kind of overwhelmed because I see a lot of people that actually do really good.
Right.
So it's hard for me to choose. So I figured I might as well just keep everything simple. If I like you, I'll definitely keep you on. And actually two of the actors actually, one of them I knew from another project that I did when I was in Harvard, when I was helping out on a pilot that was being shot up there. Another girl I worked with, and she always wanted to act, and I never really seen her act, so I was just like hoping like, oh, please let her be good. But another one that I actually got for the film is actually from Rhode Island. So.
And who was that again?
Justin Howard, he's known as Edward Patrick.
Nice. And when you were at Harvard and before that in high school, were you studying theater, acting, or were you studying other fields of interest?
I was actually going to school actually for photography.
Okay.
And I like photography.
Yep.
And I didn't really stay in school much because I guess when it came to photography, it wasn't that big of a push in the school, so they didn't even offer the second class.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I didn't really stay, but I kept up with the photography.
Nice.
And then I just connected with people in the area that wanted their photos done. People liked it, and then I tried to invest in more professional equipment.
Right.
And so people, were just telling me, your projects look, your photos are nice, you should do this, more. And I was like, okay. So I kind of pushed it until I was able to create my own logo and kind of do it and make money from it. So
nice.
It's been a nice little process. I kind of stumbled into the whole, not stumble, but the film has always been around.
Right.
but I got into the writing, directing aspect of it just a few years ago.
Nice. What was your first piece that kind of segued you into film?
My first piece was a film that I did, like, it was one that I shot with my $200 Vivitar camera called A Night's Quarrel, and that was just, I was just playing around with the idea of it. I didn't even write a script for it. It was all done completely improv.
Right.
And so I liked it. I had someone else come and actually shoot it for me because I never shot a film before. So I liked it. Then I shot another one with the same camera, and then I submitted it into a film festival in New Haven, a local one, where I met an actual filmmaker there that actually won that year's film festival. And then I got connected to him, and he knew a guy that was entering into a 48-hour film project.
Oh, yeah.
And I was one of the writers for that, and we won that year.
Nice.
And so that kind of got me into writing. And then I went to Hartford because a friend of mine that was a makeup artist told them about me. So I helped up as a PA, and one of the actors connected me to a filmmaker in New York who decided to come and shoot my first film that I ever actually had a budget for.
Yeah.
And then that led into After I Woke that he shot. And then recently I got another film done from a New Haven resident, a filmmaker. And yeah.
It's a good story. And it shows how just life can lead you into different places, but you've taken advantage of those situations for the better of your film work. That's great. What's going to be next for you, Allie?
Well, as far as next, because I don't do a lot of acting, but I do have a friend. I had a friend that was writing a play, and she came up with this idea of doing an 80s play. And I thought it was really cool because she really loves the 80s.
Sure.
And so as she was writing out the play, she was telling me about all the different scenes that she had in mind for it, and she was reading me lines. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then she was done with the script, and she was like, you know, you should come down and audition. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I come and audition for this one character, and then she was like, you know what, you should try this other character. And then I tried it, she liked it, and I got casted in it. And it actually ended up being the main character in the play.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, hey.
Sounds like she tricked you into playing the lead a little bit.
She did, a little. But it worked out because the play itself is really, really cool. She's very big in community.
Yeah.
So all the actors in it are community people. So they're not really like professional actors. Some of them are.
Sure.
But like it's a high school set play. So a lot of them are like local teenagers in the area that probably had interest in acting for a while and never knew where to start. So.
Well, you're going to be able to kind of be a guiding force for these teenagers, I would think, like to kind of help them, show them the professionalism, show them what it takes as far as learning the lines and inhabiting the character and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, also a part of acting in it, she wanted me to, which is good because I've been trying to promote myself in this way too, create promotional videos.
Okay.
We want to do somewhat of a documentary series on the process of putting the play together.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been doing that. So that's another thing that we've been working on.
What's the name of the play again?
It's called Hope High, Class
Hope
of
High.
'84.
Okay, cool. And that was a little before Joey Lawrence and Whoa, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I think he might have been in the 90s, I'm not sure. But on the show Blossom, I don't know what I'm talking about. But what were some of the influences for you coming up in your life experiences in film? Is there anyone out there that inspires you, that provokes your interest as a viewer and kind of gives you inspiration as you make your own work?
I'm a huge fan of Robert Rodriguez.
Okay.
I love his films. I love the fact that he creates films on a very low budget, and he gives people tips on how he did these like crazy scenes in his films with really basic techniques. And because I have his whole Mexico trilogy, the El Mariachi, Desperado, and I was just thrown at first from El Mariachi because I never knew about El Mariachi, because I actually first saw Desperado. Then I saw Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Right.
And then I realized that it was a trilogy.
Right.
And then they told me about El Mariachi, so I kind of had it all out of whack. But when I first saw it, they told me about it, and I thought it was a really interesting story, especially since I didn't know how it all started. And yeah.
I'm familiar with Rodriguez. He He did El Mariachi, and supposedly it was like a $7,000 budget with VHS cameras. And so I read his book, Rebel Without a Crew, and it's very interesting. He funded his films initially by going to blood bank test centers.
Getting all this money from tests. Yes, it was. I read about that, and I was like, that's dedication right there.
He is an inspiration, and then he went on to do Spy Kids and other types of movies like that. If you were to work with an actor or an actress in the future, as far as you directing them, anyone on the top of your list as far as actors that you think, man, I could really do something with this person in a film?
It would probably be two. I really like Halle Berry.
Oh yeah.
I think she's a very versatile actor. She has done so many different types of films, and I've kind of been following her for a very long time. And not in a stalker kind of way, but I like her. I like her films. And as far as males, I would probably do Mark Wahlberg.
Interesting choice from The Fighter.
Yeah. I've liked him a lot ever since his Marky Mark tag.
All right.
Taste. But I've been following him since Renaissance Man, from when he was in Fear, and as he was doing Boogie Nights. I liked him a lot, and his mannerisms and just how he acts is just, I don't know, it's really crazy, and I like it. Like, even when he was in Fear, he had this way of being calm yet crazy at the same time, and you wouldn't know that until you pushed the button that his character was doing, because you would think he's just a normal guy, but he really wasn't.
And then he erupts. Allie, it's been a pleasure interviewing you on the Short Film Showcase.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but we're going to show more of your work on future episodes and have you back real soon, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, Allie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've had two great guests here on the Short Film Showcase and some short films. I'd like to thank our guests, Allie Robbins and John Joseph Lindsey, for terrific interviews on the show. Remember, if you are a short filmmaker out there and you'd like your piece on the Short Film Showcase, contact our producer, Bryan Casey, at bcfilms.net. That's Bryan Casey at bcfilms.net to have your short film right here on the Short Film Showcase. And if you're out there thinking, hey, I'd like to get involved with these films, I'd like to make a film, produce it, direct it, write it, well, if you can dream it, shoot it. I'm Mike Messier for the Short Film Showcase.